phone call, so we can set up some time that we can meet, go to have coffee and discuss further, how can I further assist you. And so, with that being said, when you're pitching your business plan, all of it, you have to write it down. Habakkuk 2:2 said, write the vision plan and write the vision, and make it plain on tablets so everybody else can read it, right? So it's like when Sister Taplin said, how can I have somebody to come in and do what I do so I can go and do something else? And especially this generation, I don't know what's wrong with you. I really don't.
It's special.
I really do special. It's 97 degrees outside. You got a whole job to go. But we ain't gonna talk about it. But you write everything down. I'm talking about word for word. It's just like in the Bible. It say word for word what we should do. And I mean, you can try. You can have people come around you, be in your space, and learn your stuff. But until a person make a decision to do it, I mean, it's really like you really nothing you can do about it. But when you have a person who has been around you, that see your work ethics, that see how you're doing things, that see how you move, they're pretty much gonna pick up on it. It's just human nature. Human nature is gonna pick up on what you're doing, and they're gonna mark doing it. Okay, so
Thank you.
when you're doing your pitches, when you're getting your business going, when you're talking about yourself, just always be mindful and remember that nobody knows it but you and God. Nobody else knows it. And when you're talking to people, you're telling them about yourself. And so when you have compassion and confidence and you really love what you're doing, it's gonna roll and flow. It's gonna flow like the rivers of water. I promise you it is. It be sometimes, like I said, my first pitch, I'm confident for the Lord here, and I was blank. I ain't know what to say. I didn't even know my name, to be honest with y'all. I was so blank, because I was nervous. I was so nervous. But then I took a deep breath, because anxiety came. I had anxiety. And that's a sin. I wasn't supposed to that. I wasn't supposed to have words. We always talk about the sins of not drinking and not having sin. The word is a sin too. So we're not supposed to be worried. That's another sin that we should not be worried about. And so I'm like, okay, I took a deep breath and I said, Lord, you need to give me a spirit of fear. I started reading the scripture. And then I'm talking about, I started rolling like I'm speaking in tongues. I'm like, where is this coming from? I'm like, oh my God, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because I went blank. I got fearful. But I also, and I did all the preparation. I did everything you think. I got in the mirror, I talked to myself, I read my things over and over again, and I still went blank. I still went blank because the number one thing that I didn't do at that period of time, before I do everything, I just said, okay, God, use my tongue, and I go in here, speak through me clearly. You know what my plan is. You gave me my plan. You gave me this idea. This is your idea working through me. Please help me to broadcast it out. Just like we're going to get souls. Please help me to spread your gospel to individuals so I can get it. They might want to come say, they might not want to come say. It's not up to you. You're doing what you're supposed to do. And I promise you, 9 times out of 10, they're going to get saved. I've had people that tell me, or they don't want you to be there. People that tell me that I preach the gospel to. I don't want your Jesus. I don't want your Jesus. Your Jesus can't do X, Y, and Z. And that's fine. I still just keep talking, but then they come back around and be like, man, they just said my mom got cancer. And it's nothing in my book that says healing or nothing like that. But now you want my Jesus. I'm not going to say that, but in my mind, now you want my Jesus. But I say that to say, just because it don't seem like it's happening now, it's going to eventually happen. Just keep preparing yourself. And dream big. What we don't do now is we don't dream anymore. It's like the world is taking our dream away. It's sucking it out of us. Social media, Facebook, Instagram, you got to disconnect from all of those things so you can focus on yourself. It's just like this morning. We here at this event. We're talking about our business. You guys are taking a sacrificial step to come out on a Saturday, a beautiful Saturday, to better your business, better yourself, and give more information, right? That's already a step in development. So like you said, when you, Sister Katrina, you said you was kind of embarrassed. You never be embarrassed on development and growth. It's just like a person like saying, I'm learning how to walk, and you fall, right? I mean, my goal is to walk. I know how to walk. I just got to learn how to do it. So never be embarrassed of your small developments until they become large developments or whatnot. And so I want to encourage everybody that when you're selling yourself, when you're talking about yourself, when you're doing things for your business, to before you get ready to do it, always go to God. Always. Anytime I talk, I'm always talking about God. Because in my business, because the way it became so successful was because of God. It wasn't my own doing. It wasn't, all I did was became a willing customer. And I just listened to him and I praised him and I asked him, how can I do this? What do you want me to do? And please help me to do it right, because I'm a man. And if I do, I'm gonna mess it up. And that's why when you started earlier, you got I'm in a world, I'm going to an area where it's mostly men, and I've heard a lot of women say that. And from me to you guys, I feel like we need women. And if men stop being simple-minded about, well, this woman here, you, and stop belittling women, so much more can get done. You know what I'm saying? First of all, y'all women, y'all see things differently than we do. Most men are tunnel vision. We don't see multitasking like that. We don't look like a tree branch or a tree with multiple branches. We just look one way. You know what I'm saying? And so what they do is they're weaker men, they're broken. And so what they do is they try to put down the smaller vessel. So that's all they do. So if you ever go into a place and you got a man that's, you know what I'm saying, good in you, it's only because he is threatened by you. Because he knows that you're confident and you're walking in with what he really needs. Some men just don't know how to take, you know what I'm saying, information from him. It's just stupid. Something like that. Seriously, really. So here are my final words, y'all. Because I will talk about more about pictures, but Sister Rick did a good job. I mean, ain't nothing you can really say behind, you know what I'm saying, picture. Most of the thing I pretty much do is when I talk to people, I just motivate. Think outside the box. Think about a different way of doing things. I was listening to, I forgot who I was listening to, we come about and say it. But he was saying that in another culture, when disaster happens, there is no word for weaknesses, there is no word for destruction or none of that. It's only an opportunity. They look at things from a different aspect. So if your house burned down, right, or before your house, let's say your house burned down, before your house burned down, you maybe talk to your husband, wife, oh, I want to change these countertops. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, but we don't have the fun to do this right now. But let's say something happened in your house burned down, right? And nobody was at home, nobody got hurt or whatnot. But then you're sitting there and you're so worried about, oh man, the house burned down, the house did this, but you didn't know, you talk about your countertops and everything, but you had a carbon monoxide leak. You had a carbon monoxide leak in your home. You and your family wasn't there. Your home got taken down, and you called my sister here and you should have the home built. But then she comes and she says, hey, did you know that your insurance had this X, Y, and Z and covered this? Why you sitting there worried about, man, where to get the money from to pay for this? Your connection right here, they say, man, this $1 million right here over here that you can use for this right here. So I say that to say whenever disaster comes, whenever things happen, don't put your focus on that, because it's already happened. Start putting your focus on the solution, on how you can fix it. But also remember that it's a reason why things happen. It was a reason why I had a blowout the other day taking my daughter to school. Because I missed an accident that could have been me. Where a man was upside down, head injured, bleeding from the head because a young man was trying to get to school, hit his car. You know what I'm saying? I see this man all the time. It's like we always meet up right there at Houston Living, and we always meet up right there. But that could have been me. So it was a reason why I had that blowout. So I say that right there, because it's not happening now the way you think it should happen, it's going to happen. But when you keep God involved, it's going to happen in His will, and it's going to also cover you in the closeness.
That's awesome. Yeah. Don't be transparent. You know, my business was not, I had lost one of my clients earlier this year. And I was, oddly enough, and my husband Antonio and Rod was over there talking, and at the end, I was just telling him, like, I do better to give me a job, because I can make this, I can go get 100,000 at least minimum, just going to get an IT position. And Rob was just looking at me, and he told me when we went to the KBA field trip, it just, when you, even though it sound crazy, you was like, how did you know this man? And I kind of gave up on the contract and stuff, like the government, like the certification. And I was like, okay, I'm done. It's too much. I ain't gonna do it. You know, I ain't get whatever. And you was like, basically, you being a dummy. You said it straight up, and I couldn't receive it because I'm like, Tonio has told me that in the nicest husband way you can. But that was something that's why I think these groups are needed, because you'll have somebody else that is in your corner, but it sounds different. But when another person comes and confirms the word that God had already spoken to the person that's already in your life, that's one thing. But the second thing is, you also said you need to build your faith up. Just because it's not happening right now, he's like, that's part of business. You know, you're gonna lose clients, you're gonna win big, but just focus on what God has for you, and don't ever give up on the Lord. Just go out here, like what you tell me, turn off whatever you speed, disconnect. Yeah, and I was like, okay, because I've done it before, but I don't know. I just started. We just got off our fast, and I'm like, okay, I think I can look at this a little bit, look at that, but I'm like, nah, I need to tap back in, because I ended up getting another client, but at the end of the day, I still was like, it wasn't like with a doctor, it's like a $10,000 check, but then when you losing it, and then it's like, I got another client that was $800, and I was like, Lord, it's so different, but I have to still be grateful for it, and I can't be just almost money hungry, and we're like, oh, well, because it's prettier over here, the business is better over here. In my head, but God might be like, I don't want you right here. If I want you right here, but I want you also over here. I need you in my presence. I need you to sacrifice time. I need you to stop looking at this and really to just tap in. So I just appreciate the group, because there's so many different one of y'all that have spoken into my business. I was like, no, I don't think you need to do that, or even just something of encouragement. So I just want to say that I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, these small groups, I mean, it may seem small now, but as we keep going, it's going to grow. You know, I listened to Apostle when he talked about when they first started the church with 5 people. Now look at where we are. You know what I'm saying? He gave me some wisdom too. I remember, and this is some wisdom just like that. He was like, he just told me, shut up. Pretty much is what he said to me. And I was like, man, okay. But it taught me, and I'm going to be transparent with you too about something. So in this season right here, like I know I posted